Hey everyone, welcome back to Immediate Movie Reactions. I'm here after seeing See No Evil, and this is a James McAvoy film, and it kind of became sort of a meme. This trailer played before every freaking movie that was coming out over the last, I would say, 6 to 8, maybe more months. It felt like it was everywhere, and it was inevitable that this movie was going to be terrible. Unfortunately, it kind of was. I would say it wasn't as bad as I anticipated. However, all the movie is sort of a fill in the blank and connect the dots of the scenes that we've seen in the trailers. It doesn't really add that much. If you've seen a movie, if you've seen a thriller, if you've seen any type of, scary sort of horror movie, you know exactly what is going to happen at every step of the way. There are times like, especially, the characters, basically James McAvoy and his wife and their son invite this other couple and their daughter out to their villa in their farm in, I think it is in eastern or the western part of Italy, but then it could also be in France. They don't quite establish, as far as I understood, where it was, but none of that really matters. The scenery is just kind of there. None of that makes a difference, except that sometimes they're too far out to get cell signals, even though sometimes they do. And this is just part of the whole, none of this really makes sense. There's times when the characters know that there's something going wrong, and that's because basically every step of the way, James McAvoy is saying something menacing. He's saying something weird. There are stupid, crazy, weird things that are happening. And the main characters, the protagonists that we're supposed to root for, should be leaving. And at one point they even do, but then they come back for, basically a MacGuffin, a plot device. When you talk about an actor chewing up the scene, right? That's exactly what James McAvoy does in this film. He is overbearing, and he is just hard to deal with through the course of this movie. And that makes it difficult to sit through, because I didn't find it very engrossing or entertaining or really. It was just ticking boxes. And I know that some of the reviews are kind of coming out and saying, hey, maybe the movie is actually pretty good. It is based, I think, on a Dutch film, which what I've heard is much better. But no, I don't think that. I just don't think that this is a very good movie. It is very formulaic. It is very by the books. There's this point at the end of this movie, even though I would say the last, 20 to 30 minutes, as it turns into this cat and mouse game, as our main characters are trying to escape from the killer, the bad guys. There's a good sequence of sort of a hide and seek and chasing, even though some of it doesn't necessarily make sense. But one of the main characters gets one of the bad guys down and is hitting him with a rock in the face, as we've seen 1,000 times. And this movie never gets too incredibly gory. There was some blood toward the end, but it's so clear that this is just like a rubber CPR mannequin that is on the ground that they're hitting with a rock. It's just, overall, and the sound. This is really strange, is I don't talk a lot about the sound, but there were points where the like a Dolby Atmos of 3D surround sound would have been absolutely fantastic, as you could potentially hear a character in the background stomping around, or you could hear a car going, or someone screaming, whatever it is. But the sound design is just, it's awful. And the music is, oh my freaking God. There's a Bengals song that just gets used over and over again, and it's, oh my, it's terrible. So anyway, see it, stream it, or skip it. I think skip it. If you're curious enough to, want to see what all the fuss or all the trailers were about, then wait until it comes out streaming somewhere. And this way, when you get bored, you can just turn it off and, hey, you figured it out, I'm sure. Anyway, thank you. I do appreciate you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have seen this movie, if I'm wrong, tell me why. And I'll see you after the next movie.